Morning. This is my tool of the morning, and just give you a little progress update of what I've been working on today. I have been reclaiming this area of the jungle because when you live in the jungle like we do, the jungle's always taking the land back. It is unrelenting, and so I'm down at the pool right now, and you can see the jungle had taken the water back and turned it green. So we're draining that out right now. And then this path was completely overgrown all the way up here. So got my trusted Dominican tool, all-purpose tool, machete, and reclaiming this walkway up to here. And our plan for this space is kind of a multi-step plan, but as of the next step that we have right now is to get this pool to be a little bit more of a congruent space, because as you see, when it's blue, it's super pretty, it's awesome. Green, not good. Blue, good. Green, not good. And problem is, it's in order to keep this green pool right here to be blue, what it requires is a large amount of chlorine. I mean, a ton. If I could explain how much the quantifiable amount was, I don't know if it means anything to you, but it's so much so where if you do not chlorinate it for a day, then it starts to turn green pretty quick. And so not super congruent, because the whole point of this place is to be an oasis in order to reset the nervous system, and the way that we accomplish that is through natural immersion. So everything is open air, screened. We're in the middle of the jungle. You can hear the jungle sounds. The showers are outside. So it's this whole nervous system, total reset experience. And then we couple that with chiropractic care in order to create neuroplastic change within the brain. In essence, to rewire the brain for a natural status. And then we have the stinking pool, which is just a chlorine chemical concoction, which again kind of is counterintuitive or counter-congruent, and because there's nothing natural about chlorine. In fact, it is a neurotoxin, and that's why we use it, because it kills everything. So it's not really adding to the experience other than like, oh wow, it's a cool pool, but it's not congruent. So what our plan is, and this plan, although I'm about to break it down, and it's going to seem like this altruistic thing of like getting congruent. Really, the thing that motivated this change is laziness, because we had a groundsman, Ramon, and he would diligently clean this pool every day, 2 hours, scrub it, skim it, and it was nice, and it was so crystal clear. And then Ramon no longer cleans the pool, so now it doesn't get leaves cleaned out of it. And I am not a big fan of cleaning the pool for 2 hours. And so here we are in a situation where now the pool is not getting cleaned. So now it's a chemical concoction, and it is not looking really pretty. So it's like, oh my gosh, we got to figure out something different, because we have these trees that are above it right here. So the trees drop leaves down. So here's what the plan is. So through quite a bit of research, what we found is there isn't a way that you can actually build a floating wetland. So right here, so as of right here, we're going to barricade this off. And then over here, it is going to be a mesh that sits on top of the water with a frame. And then you can see that we have the out jets right here, and right there. So what we'll do is we'll actually probably just those two, is we'll hook up pipes to come out of that, and then up, and then at that point it'll have a sprinkler system that comes up. So then the mesh area right through here will have all these plants growing in it, and then what happens is the water filters through the roots of the plants, so it maintains. I mean, look this up. It takes a bit to establish it. So when our groups start coming out in June, it should be all fully functioning. But it clears the whole water. It clears the water, and then you can even put fish in there to be like an extra level of ecosystem, and it cleans out all the waste from the fish. And so, buenos dias, Jenny, and so then it keeps this whole thing like pristine. And so that is our next function. And I was thinking about this concept of reclaiming, because in the jungle, nature's constantly reclaiming it back, right? The life is pushing its way. I mean, this whole path right here was overgrown, and so it cut all that back. And I was thinking about how it's the opposite problem when we live in developed areas. In the United States specifically, was my experience, I guess. And which is, interesting, because the Dominicans want to be like the United States, but the opposite problem occurs in the United States, in developed areas where synthetic environment, inactivity, negativity is kind of the norm, and that is all trying to root us back also to a fight or flight. Needs to stretch, right? It's not because we become inflexible, it's because we're literally holding on to stress, stuck in survival mode, an artificial survival mode. And so the process of releasing that stored energy is kind of the same. We have to consciously be aware of restoring and reclaiming that energy. And so I was thinking about, and then I can imagine that there's balance. We have exposure to nature, and nature's trying to claim back, and then we have enough artificial in order to have a productive life. And then finding that balance, that perfect symmetry, is kind of the goal. And so I'm excited. I'm excited for this next little piece of the puzzle to add to the experience of people here, and to continue to create that balance. So if you are a person that struggles with maintaining the balance with your own energy levels, check out my book. I realize I've written 2 books now, and so many people will say, "Hey, what exactly do you guys do in the Dominican Republic?" I'm like, "I wrote a whole 365-page ebook and recorded an audiobook." So if you would like to just get, that we've studied here in the jungles available, go to drugfreehappykids.org. Check it out. And then send me a message, link below.